This Grade 1 listed building may look like an imposing medieval fortress built to withstand a siege, but in fact, its history doesn't go quite that far back. Find out where I am in just a moment. Today we're helping an expat couple return to their roots, and it looks like the welcome home party could soon be in full swing.
Can have a dance in there. That's lovely.
And another rustic British feature really gets them fired up. It's got a stable door that leads out into the north.
I absolutely adore stable doors.
Today I'm in Cheshire, and this is Peckforton Castle. Built in the style of a medieval castle, it's actually a vast Victorian country house constructed just 170 years ago by Cheshire's largest landowner, Lord John Tollemache. He wanted an impressive fortified residence. The result was this supersized folly, complete with its own portcullis and moat. This grand design is just one of many highlights this beautiful county has to offer. The county of Cheshire is situated in the north of England, bordered by Derbyshire to the east and Wales to the west, and covers an area of some 900 square miles. 2/3 of the land is farmed, and herds of dairy cows graze on the lush lowlands of the Cheshire Plain. In the midst of this agricultural terrain is the Delamere Forest, which is Cheshire's largest area of woodland. These mighty trees provided hunting forests for the Norman Earls of Chester in the late 11th century. The county is full of pretty villages and attractive market towns such as Tarporley, whose smart Georgian high street was on the route salt traders used when travelling between London and Chester. Moving east takes you to the wild landscape of the Peak District National Park. The Cheshire portion encompasses around 100 square miles of the park before the dramatic landscape rolls into Derbyshire. In the south of the county, you'll find the internationally revered Lovell Telescope at Jodrell Bank, which has been sending out radio waves to explore the universe since 1957. These diverse environments naturally make Cheshire an attractive option to escape to. When it comes to the property market here in Cheshire, the average price of a detached home here is around £260,000. That's about £20,000 below the national figure. Prices are, by and large, more reasonable in the west towards the Welsh border than in the east, nearer Manchester. Move further south, though, away from Manchester's cultural centre, towards towns like Sandbach and Congleton, and your money will go that little bit further. So what's luring today's buyers to this lovely county? Let's meet them and find out. Expats Ronaldo and Trish live in Dusseldorf, Germany, and have been married for 6 years, but they're now temporarily back in the UK to begin their house hunt. A well-travelled couple, when Ronaldo, who's originally from Scotland, first met Trish, they didn't exactly hit it off. She worked for a major airline on the bookings desk, and he was her least favourite frequent flyer.
For 5 years, we constantly went out of each other's way. One day, I went to book a ticket to go to Scotland. I turned around and lo and behold, it was Trish. We both sort of looked at it as much to say, oh no. And then I said the immortal words, I'm just a pussycat. And she said, you're not a pussycat. And lo and behold, 1.5 hours later, we're still talking, and a year to that day, we got married in Mauritius.
Trish has lived in Germany for 45 years, moving there after holidaying in the country as a student. And Ronaldo has spent much of his career in engineering, travelling the world. But having both recently retired, they now want to return to UK soil.
I would be the world's biggest hypocrite to say life in Germany is horrible. It isn't. There are some very good things about Germany, but it really is a mentality thing. Even after all this time, we don't feel perfectly at home there, and that's what we really miss.
And the timing of the move is also due in part to Ronaldo's recent spell of ill health.
2013, I had a big operation for cancer. Trish was there holding my hand the whole way, and I don't think I'd have got through it without her. And that's what Trish means to me. Everything.
They've chosen Cheshire for their homecoming, as it's where Trish spent a happy childhood.
I have fond memories of my dad coming home on a Friday night, putting us in the car and us all going out on a nice summer evening for a picnic in the Cheshire countryside.
I like it also, and although I'm from north of the border, I'm quite happy to come to Cheshire.
As well as seeing more of their family, including Ronaldo's 2 grown-up sons, they hope their relocation to the UK will also allow them more time to indulge in their hobbies.
We want to go and play golf. I already play. I've played all around the world, but you know, I've bought Trish's golf clubs. We've had them in the packaging now for about 3 years, and when we get back, we intend to play golf together in the UK.
Despite the enormity of the move, they're looking forward to making a new home in what will be their first shared property purchase.
I'm really excited about coming home and living a normal life with meeting friends and going for a Sunday lunch. We want to buy this house together. We're looking forward to doing things and planning things together for our life back home.
For work and family commitments, our buys want to be based within an hour of Manchester Airport, as well as major transport connections to the rest of the UK. And we're all meeting up in the county to finalise the specifics of their homecoming. Lovely to meet you, Trish and Ronaldo.
Lovely to meet you.
Welcome to Cheshire.
Thank
now,
you.
what brings you to this part of Great Britain?
Well, this is the part of the UK that I grew up in, so I have really, really fond memories of this particular area. And it's actually a halfway house for us because Ronaldo has relatives in Scotland. We both have relatives in the London area, so it's a nice halfway house, really.
And what are you both looking for in a property here in Cheshire?
Well, what we want is something with curb appeal. Obviously, we'd like it modern inside, because that's what we prefer. Just a nice-looking property with minimum 3 bedrooms. I'm not averse to large rooms. I just think it's more space to breathe.
Trish, has Ronaldo left anything out?
Well, I'd like a manageable garden. I think Ronaldo would like a little bit more space, but I'm going to be the one who's going to have to do the work or the gardening. So,
So you're being the
manageable.
sensible one.
Well, that's right. Well, that's probably how it's going to be the whole way with us. Ronaldo is very much the heart, and I'm the head.
Good to note. Good to know
right.
early on.
Well, I'm a softie.
We have actually missed out something. It's important to be close to, well, within walking distance of a nice pub where we can go and have Sunday lunch.
Now, you talked about a modern interior. What about the exterior of the property? What kind of style are you looking for?
For me, anything pre-1930s, whether it's Victorian or whatever, whether we're going to get a Georgian mansion for Ronaldo
No, I don't
is
think so.
debatable.
Remind me of your budget. How much have we got to spend?
Well, our budget is £450,000.
OK. And how soon can you move?
We're ready to
We're
move
ready to go. We're cash
straight
buyers.
away. We were ready 3 years ago.
Let's not waste any time then. We've got 3 properties lined up for you. Let's go.
Wonderful.
For a top budget of £450,000, our challenge is to find Trish and Ronaldo an attractive period home with 3 bedrooms, modern spacious proportions and an easy-to-maintain garden. The location should be nearby to a golf course, and after some 40 years living abroad, they're particularly keen to be walking distance from a local pub. We have a superb variety of homes to serve up, but I'll be keeping the price a guessing game until we've had a good look around each first. Then, to finish up our tour, we're turning back time with the mystery house that's full of Cheshire promise, but which may well divide the camp. So, how is this property hunt going to work? Who makes the final decisions?
We really, really do think the same way. It's quite refreshing, actually, to find someone that actually thinks the same way as I do myself.
We don't always agree.
We're starting our property search right up in the north of the county, in the small village of Great Budworth. Perched on a hill, Great Budworth overlooks one of the county's meres or lakes and is arguably one of Cheshire's prettiest settlements, with narrow cobbled streets lined with a range of architectural styles. Notable landmarks include a charming village pub, parts of which date back to 1722, and a redundant telephone box which has been converted into a book exchange, almost certainly the smallest library in the county. Our first property is just a 5-minute walk away from the village centre and less than a 10-minute drive from the nearest golf course. This is house number 1.
Oh, very pretty.
Yeah, that's very nice.
It's a very good-looking house. It was actually built in the 1950s, so not a whole old house at all. And the symmetry of the house, it kind of reminded me of a Georgian house.
Yes.
Am I stretching it too far?
No, it's definitely got the appearance of a Georgian house. It's definitely got curb appeal, and that's what I do like. Yes, it's very nice, and the garden looks absolutely fabulous.
Manageable.
Very manageable
Yes,
for my wife.
But
The family have done a
Charming.
really good job with the inside. Let's go and have a look.
to see it.
Originally a red brick cottage dating to the 1950s, this semi-detached property was extended to the side around 9 years ago, doubling its size. It seems we have delivered on that exterior charm Ronaldo was after, so let's find out if the interior will also match up to their exacting vision. Come in. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. This
nice.
is quite nice and light, isn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah,
I think it's a really nice
start.
entertaining space.
Very good start.
it is nice.
With the French doors straight out onto your garden.
That I
That
love.
is lovely. Yeah.
Double Belfast sink. Could
Has
you
been.
imagine yourselves in this kitchen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Good start then.
Very good start.
Yeah.
Onto the lounge.
Oh, this is a good size.
This is nice. A little bit dark.
Yeah, first impressions are a little bit on the dark side.
Fabulous fireplace.
Beautiful.
They've actually done it up very nice.
Well, this
It's
is an
very pretty.
extension added 9 years ago.
Oh, really?
You really
So the-
wouldn't know that, would you?
No, the house actually finished there, so this is the extension.
It's
Well done.
it's been well done. Yes.
I could imagine it could be quite cosy.
Yes, we could definitely live with this. This is quite nice.
This triple aspect living room with its high ceiling completes the ground floor tour. Upstairs, there are 4 bedrooms, one more than our couple asked for. These include a guest double, a smaller double, and a single room overlooking the front of the house. A modern family bathroom serves these bedrooms, which just leaves the largest one for our buyers. This property comes with a master suite,
Does that mean it has a dressing room as well?
dressing area and an ensuite.
Jess would
perfect
love
for
that.
Ronaldo.
Now, who wants it the most?
Well,
Probably me.
I want it the most, but Ronaldo needs
I've got
it
the-
the most.
I've got the most
He's
clothes.
got more clothes. No, it's...
and
I
dual
think
aspect windows in the
that's a
bedroom. It's very, very nice.
Yes.
I would have preferred it slightly larger, but because it has the dressing area, it could work.
Well, you've seen most of the house. Let's see if the garden is to your liking.
All right.
Good
Then
idea.
we can talk about the price.
Yes.
A warm reaction to this extended 1950s cottage, although I'm sensing Ronaldo is after a bit more space. But outside there's parking for 2 cars in a large timber-framed garage. Then the garden wraps itself around the house and is mainly lawn, with well-stocked beds and mature trees offering a high level of privacy.
Prettily done. Very nice.
Well, is it worth considering? How much is it on the market for? Who'd like to guess first?
Well, I'll go first. I was thinking about 410, 415.
Well, I think it's probably going to be a little bit more than that. I would go about 435.
OK. It's actually on the market for £375,000.
That's a surprise.
That really
pleasant
is
surprise.
a surprise. Very pleasant. And it makes you look at the house with different eyes.
Now that you know the price, do you want to go and have another look around the house? And I'll meet you out the front in a bit.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Under budget by a huge £75,000, our first house is an extended 1950s cottage-style family home. Delivering on traditional character, it offers our expat couple a spacious kitchen diner and 4 bedrooms. There's an enclosed, low-maintenance garden, and the property is located around a 5-minute walk from a popular English village with that all-important pub.
Well, I thought it was a good start. I was surprised about the price, and size-wise, I think it's more than enough for us. The garden is good, it's a good size, so I'm not going to be spending all my retirement doing housework and doing the garden.
The property is very pretty. It's certainly got curb appeal. I think Trish likes it better than I do. That's not to say I dislike the property. I would have just preferred slightly bigger rooms, but it's certainly a nice little cottage.
All done?
Yes,
All done?
I've seen everything. Thank you.
Let's hit the road.
Excellent.
Surrounded by the Cheshire Plain, the town of Knutsford plays host every year to the Cheshire County Show. It's a highlight in the country calendar and celebrates agricultural life, holding rural craft demonstrations and showcasing local culinary delights and sporting traditions. With such an array of countryside activities to discover, we've sent Trish and Ronaldo to explore and get acquainted with some British traditions they may have missed during their time in Germany. They're meeting Cheshire Agricultural Society Director Nigel Evans for an insight into the show's history.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to the Cheshire County Show.
Thank you. What a wonderful show. How long has it been going for?
The show was set up in 1838 and, believe it or not, started as a dining club by a group of young farmers who wanted to get around a table and compare their livestock. The competitions they had in those days included things like the best cow, the best milking cow, and also the best acreage of crops like grass or barley or wheat.
It must take a tremendous amount of organisation.
It's a lot of work, a lot of fun. This is now our 177th year. It's gone from really being a purely agricultural show with farming at its heart to being very much more all-inclusive for anybody with interest in the countryside. You can buy anything from a tractor to a pair of sunglasses here.
Over the course of 2 days, the show attracts around 85,000 people. And a particular big hit with visitors are the food marquees, which feature a fine range of regional and national produce. With over 100 stalls to choose from, there's plenty of artisan British produce on offer to sample. Our couple are meeting David Williams, Chief Steward of the Cheese Tent, whose family has been producing cheese for generations.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Cheshire?
Cheshire cheese is one of the country's oldest cheeses. It dates back to the Roman times.
Goodness.
The cows graze on the Cheshire Plain, and there's quite a lot of salt deposits on the Cheshire Plain.
So you can actually taste that texture in the cheese?
Yes. Would you like to try the cheese?
Oh yes, please. That would be very nice.
Pre-war, there were around 2,000 Cheshire cheese producers. However, today only 6 remain, who make 3 different varieties: a white, a coloured and a blue Cheshire.
Try the cheese.
That does have a lemony flavour to it.
It's tangy and you can taste
The flavour's
salt,
following on.
can't you?
It is.
Have you ever had a Cheshire cheese that good?
Not like that. I've had Cheshire
Certainly
before,
not.
but not like that.
Okay,
That's
well,
wonderful
it
cheese.
is the best in the show, so.
Now that our couple have enjoyed a taste of Cheshire's fine produce, they're also keen to find out about new activities they might take up once they move. Ronaldo is going to take aim and try clay pigeon shooting with instructor Eric Aaron.
Get the light close.
Lean forward a bit. Ready, shout pull.
Pull.
Follow it up and shoot slightly underneath. There you go, Ronaldo. How was that? Was that a good start?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, okay. Like another go? Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Ready, shout pull.
Pull.
Follow, underneath and shoot now. There you go, okay. I think that's a great finish at that.
Thanks very much, Eric.
There you go.
After experiencing firsthand what British country life has to offer, the pressure's on to fulfil Trish and Ronaldo's dream and find them their ideal rural retreat. our second property option, we're heading towards the border with Wales and to the village of Shocklatch. The closest village for a range of amenities is Tilston, which has a parish church built from red sandstone, a traditional country pub and a grocer's and convenience store. A typical English village complete with medieval stocks, it should appeal to our returning expats. Our second house is around 2 miles away back in Shocklatch and just a 15-minute drive from the nearest golf course. And this property really pushes modern to the max, as it's only 8 years old.
Oh, that's nice.
That's very nice.
That is lovely.
I like that.
I think that's your taste, isn't
That's
it?
definitely my taste. It's very pleasing on the eye.
Nice drive.
Well, you like modern, don't you?
Yeah, I like modern. Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Does it do it for you, Trish?
Yes, I like it very much indeed. It is a modern house, but it's done in the traditional style, so yes.
Should we see if the inside
Oh,
suits
yes.
you now?
Looking forward to it.
It's definitely not Georgian, but this handsome modern detached property with adjoining single garage seems to have caught our couple's imagination. The interior has been finished to a high standard with oak flooring and character features. I thought I'd take you into the lounge, the drawing room first.
It's a nice shape.
That's a fireplace.
Square.
We can have a dance in there. That's lovely. It's quite nice in there because it gives you that oldie-worldy feeling, although the house is quite modern.
That's beautiful.
Love
but
these
I
doors.
think it's not too large, but it's cosy.
Good start.
Good start.
Onto the kitchen.
Right.
As well as the living room, this side of the house also has a separate dining room, again with solid wood floors, and a nice aspect to the front. We're passing back through the entrance hall to check out the kitchen breakfast room. Now, as you can see, the kitchen really continues that oak theme the whole house has.
I know oak isn't necessarily to your taste, but I think it's really tasteful. I think it's lovely.
We can paint this white. White is
Whether
actually-
Trish wants to or not.
Well, whether she wa- Trish actually likes white as well, but white would actually go very, very nice with that.
With the granite. But size-wise, is this big enough for you, Trish, when you're
It's a
cooking?
little bit small, but it's workable.
It's big enough for me, thank you.
And if the kitchen wasn't big enough, they'll be pleased to know there's a separate utility room, also fitted with natural oak units that could be painted should they agree on the colour. Upstairs, a half-tiled family bathroom serves a total of 4 good-sized bedrooms, all arranged off a central landing. They include 2 double bedrooms and a smaller one, which is currently being used as a study. That leaves the room we've earmarked for Trish and Ronaldo. This house has 4 bedrooms. This is the largest, the master.
Very nice. I can imagine sitting in bed, drinking a cup of tea, which Ronaldo would bring me.
Which
if I'm
Ronaldo's this?
lucky. I know it's
In
needed.
truth, I would like it slightly bigger, but this actually is a very, very nice bedroom, and yeah, I think it could work.
Well, the house is in a really lovely setting, but you can appreciate it more, I think, from the garden.
All right.
So let's go. Positive reactions from our cash-buying expats to a property they could move into straight away. Outside, the landscaped garden is mainly laid to lawn and extends to the rear, with the added bonus of a paved sitting area to one side, which benefits from some lovely views across the neighbouring countryside. This would be your garden, Trish.
This is beautiful and very manageable. And what I do like is the open view over the open fields. That's really lovely, isn't it?
Up to now, the house is perfect.
It is.
How much is it going to cost you, though?
Right, well, I don't mind going first in this again.
Oh, yeah. Of course he doesn't mind.
We are closer to Wales. I would actually go for 15.
I would say about 4.45.
OK. Well, Trish is closer this time.
All right.
It's on the market for £435,000, leaving you £15,000 from your budget. Is it
Yes.
something you'd be prepared to pay?
It's something we'd be prepared to consider paying.
Great.
So, who knows? What's the space?
The house is actually perfect.
Go and have another look around. Make yourselves at home.
Thank you.
And I'll meet you out front.
Thanks a lot.
£15,000 under budget, our second choice is a modern detached property finished to a high standard throughout. The ground floor features separate living and dining rooms, and upstairs there are 4 decent-sized bedrooms. The garden is landscaped, enjoying views across farmland, and the property is situated a short distance from a vibrant village.
Oh, no. This is your room, Ronaldo. This is what you've always wanted,
This is really,
isn't it?
really nice.
Very tastefully done.
You can have some music, I'll serenade you.
I love this property. It's really nice, although it's not originally what I wanted. I didn't particularly want a new build, but I'm very, very impressed with it.
It's my type of house. I quite like the new type build, but it's actually been built very, very nicely. I like the driveway. I was a little bit concerned whether my car would fit into the garage, but that's not a deal breaker. I really like this house.
Ronaldo doesn't play his cards to his chest. He's overjoyed with this property, and this is the one he'll be pushing tonight.
I feel this could really be the one, could it?
Well, I think compared to the last house, this is much more our taste, and I could see us living here.
We could definitely live
quite
here.
happily.
Fabulous. We don't want to get overexcited. We do have the mystery house tomorrow.
Of course.
But for now, let's go and get a drink to celebrate.
Oh,
Yes.
good idea.
With a budget of £450,000, Germany-based expats Ronaldo and Trish want to pack up and return to Trish's home turf of Cheshire. So far, they've seen 2 contrasting properties and were taken with the modern feel of the second one. But still to come, the historic charm of the mystery property hits the mark on first impressions.
From the outside, perfect.
Really?
Yes.
And I visit Ellesmere Port to learn about how the history of Cheshire's waterways lives on through the restoration of its traditional canal craft. Yesterday was very successful in the end, with both Trish and Ronaldo feeling they could really make house number 2 their home. We still have today's mystery property to go, though. On paper, it fits a lot of their requirements, including some we haven't seen yet, but just not in the way they'll be expecting. But before we get there, we're taking a detour for a spot of something that may just swing the mystery location in our favour, as it's the property closest to a golf club. If you end up buying our mystery house, and I know it's a big if, this would be your local golf club.
Oh,
It's wonderful. I like this area.
Wonderful.
Good.
I've heard a lot about Ronaldo's golfing abilities, so time for him to show off his skills.
Oh, just short.
Well, let's see if Trish can fare any better.
Oh!
Trish, that was so
Not a bad
close.
Last but not least, it's my go.
Well, that's wonderful.
My
Goodness.
Now, although I could revel in my glory all day, we've still got one more house to see. The mystery property is located in the northern part of the county and is set within the rural village of Cuddington. Featuring attractive black and white architecture and surrounded by open fields, Cuddington may be rural, but villagers are well served by local amenities. There's a small parade of shops, a sports club, a pub, and a couple of places of worship, including the local Methodist church, which dates back to the mid-19th century and lies right next door to our mystery property.
Oh,
What a pretty little cottage.
that's nice. That's lovely. That's really lovely. And the location is so pretty.
Well, this was built around the 1830s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is the traditional look that you thought you might have been after, but there are lots of quirks. For example, it's got a chapel right next to it that's used every Sunday for services.
Oh, we won't have far to go then, will we?
No, exactly. And the house itself isn't laid out like a house of that era because it was actually 2 cottages put together.
Okay.
No, that's... I have high hopes for this one.
Really?
Yes, this is, from the outside, perfect.
Really?
Yes.
High praise indeed on the location and look of the mystery house, although Ronaldo is holding back a bit for the time being. However, next to the gravel driveway, there is a large double garage, handy for storing all his golfing gear. The house itself sits in an elevated position, with a pretty landscape garden that covers about half an acre and lies entirely to the front of the property, overlooking neighbouring fields and woodland. But when it comes to the decor as well as the layout of the property, our buyers, and particularly Ronaldo, may have to use a little imagination. So as you can see, no hallway or a big hallway, whichever way you'd like to interpret it.
Absolutely beautiful.
Exactly, a log fire that serves both the dining room and the sitting room.
I love that feature. That's very nice.
That's nice.
I'm not very tall, but it does feel a little bit claustrophobic.
It's high ceilings for a cottage, but let's go around the house and we'll see if that feeling continues. And on the other side of that lovely fireplace is the sitting room.
Oh, that's really cute. And the conservatory is a real sun trap, isn't it?
You can see today, on a day like today.
Oh, yes.
You can really see the benefits of it. I mean, it would almost get too hot at some times of the year.
Never get too hot for me.
No. Shall I show you the kitchen?
Please.
Because a lot of this decor might need updating on this part of the house, but the kitchen definitely doesn't.
Okay. This is nice. Now, this is your taste, isn't it?
It's very pretty and very nice, a little bit small.
Do you know what I've spied? I think it's got a stable door.
It's got a stable door that leads out into
I
the north.
absolutely adore stable doors. But it is a bit small. How do you feel in here?
This is perfectly adequate. It's smaller than we would have liked, but it's an older property. This is fine.
We've got to bear in mind, this is the first time you're walking in here. You get used to
Absolutely.
things, don't you?
Yeah.
First time you,
After a while,
you met
you
him, you
probably-
didn't like him, did you? But 5 years later, boom.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. But yeah, I mean, you know, the granite worktops are very, very nice.
You could move in, 5 years later, you'll love this place, Ronaldo.
Watch this space.
Let's go onwards and upwards. When it comes to the bedrooms, there are 4 in total, and a neutral family bathroom serves 3 of them. 2 of the bedrooms are comfortably sized doubles, and another, currently used as a study, features a huge picture window. That just leaves the final room, which has its own ensuite. This would be your master bedroom.
That's fine. And an ensuite. That's something I
And an
didn't
ensuite.
expect in
Yes.
A
house.
cottage.
No.
The ceilings actually are quite nice, quite high.
Built-in wardrobe.
You haven't spotted the little
Well, built-in
walk-in
wardrobe.
wardrobe.
Oh, it's
yeah.
a walk-in.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's my clothes. I'll be all right. I have so many clothes.
He's moved in already. That's a
Yeah.
good sign. You persuaded him on the walk up the stairs.
That wasn't
How did
too
you do
difficult,
that?
was it?
Yeah. No, it's quite
Nice.
I like the high ceilings.
Very pretty. Yeah.
It's quite nice.
I like the shape of the ceilings.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're unusual.
But the outside space is what you both love the most.
Oh, the outside space is...
That goes without saying.
Let's go and have
fabulous.
another look at it. It's clear that Trish is quite taken with our mystery property, but I think that Ronaldo is really struggling to see the potential here. Outside, directly off the dining room, is a wonderful sunny paved patio where we can once again take in those beautiful country views. All of this could be yours.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, it's fabulous.
I love it. It's my not quite perfect, but almost perfect house. Really is.
So, how much would Trish's almost perfect home cost? I'm going to let you go first, since you love it so much.
Okay, I think this is about 460.
Ronaldo,
I mean, let's say 400,000.
you're not far off. It's on the market for £395,000.
Oh, Ronaldo. Really?
And it's only been on the market for 6
no.
weeks, but in that 6 weeks, it's been reduced by 30,000. The family have already found another house and they want to move. So that might work in your favour if, of course, Ronaldo will be happy here. But that's something for you two to work out.
Yeah.
Yet again under budget at £395,000, our mystery proposition is a traditional Victorian property that has 2 reception rooms, a modern country kitchen, 4 bedrooms and a large bright conservatory overlooking the landscape garden. The location features far-reaching rural views and let's not forget its close proximity to a golf course.
Oh, I love this house. This house is almost perfect. I could see us coming in here, putting our own touches on things. I think it's a really cosy house. The views are spectacular. I would love to live here. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? This takes full advantage of the views.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous, these views. This is my favourite room.
Yeah, I don't mind you having this room, Ronaldo.
Oh, very nice. Trish, I know, absolutely loves this house. I can just see it in her face. She's glowing. I just feel that the rooms are a little bit small, a little bit claustrophobic. I wish the price had been, as my wife had guessed. I think I'd have had an out there. We really have to talk about this and discuss this in great detail because this is actually a very good property in a very nice area.
I have given you both a real dilemma, haven't I?
You certainly have. I don't know how we're going to solve this.
Let's go and try.
All right.
Cheshire's position on the banks of the mighty River Mersey made it a key player during the years of the Industrial Revolution. As trade flowing into and out of the large port of Liverpool grew during the 18th and 19th centuries, so too did the amount of goods that needed to be ferried all over the country on Britain's extensive canal network. To learn more about Cheshire's waterways and the boats that work them, I've come to meet Margaret Harrison of the National Waterways Museum at Ellesmere Port, which has one of the world's largest floating collections of traditional canal craft. Hi, Margaret.
Hello.
You've got to tell me about the industrial significance of Ellesmere Port and this site in particular.
It started life in the 1790s when a group of Shropshire businessmen got together and wanted to find a way of linking the canal network right up to the River Mersey and the ports of Liverpool.
The networks which ran from Ellesmere Port down through the Midlands and then onto the south coast were initially vital trading routes for salt. Then later into the early 1800s, it became iron ore as well as clay for pottery production in Stoke-on-Trent.
It developed much more in the 1840s as its industrial use grew, and the whole site was developed by Thomas Telford, and more of these buildings and the warehouses and locks were added then. This site was the largest inland waterways port in the whole country.
Can't ignore some of the gorgeous boats you've got here. Tell me about Gifford.
Gifford was originally operated around Oxfordshire, but ended her life working up here, carrying oil to Stanlow. She is a tank boat. It's what's called a butty. It doesn't have an engine, so it would always have been pulled originally by a horse, but later on they would have been pulled by another boat with a motor.
The Heritage Boatyard is home to some 70 boats and was set up to conserve the historic fleet and also to help teach boat building skills. Volunteers and young trainees work alongside each other on a wide range of vessels. Long-serving volunteer Norman Stainthorpe is particularly proud of the efforts gone into the restoration of Friendship. Tell me about this fabulous-looking boat.
This boat is a horse-drawn narrowboat from the Oxford Canal. It was operated as a number 1, that is the owner, Joe Skinner, and he was one of the last people to use a horse-drawn or even a mule-drawn boat on the canal system, and he operated until the mid-1950s.
Depending on their state, it can cost around £100,000 to restore these old boats. Alex DeLay and John Solomon are working on Mendip that was originally constructed in 1948 and used to transport chocolate crumb between Shropshire and the Cadbury factory in Birmingham. Does it feel special knowing that you're restoring these boats that mean so much to people? They have so much history in them.
It's more of an honour to work on them. I mean, people have always said you never own a boat, you're always sort of a custodian of it, you just look after it for the next generation. And I've always sort of believed that. You always try and make them survive as long as possible.
Thanks to experienced enthusiasts as well as a new generation of craftsmen all working together, it looks like this part of Britain's industrial heritage will stay buoyant for years to come. There they are at the negotiating table. Trish and Ronaldo have to find a compromise. Time to find out if they've made any progress at all. Have you found a solution to your big dilemma?
We both like houses 2 and 3. I like 3 100% inside and outside.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be fair to Trish and also to myself. I do love House 2. We will definitely go back and look at that again. And we'll definitely go and look at the Mystery House. I mean, it had certain things that were really, really nice. And I know Trish loves it. She loves it more than I do, to be fair. One of us might have to not give way, but just maybe come round to what the other one is thinking and feeling. And that could prove quite difficult.
Do you think one of you will compromise? Or actually, will it have to be another property altogether?
I'm not sure about that. At the end of the day, I don't want to make Ronaldo unhappy living in a house he really doesn't feel comfortable in.
Well, you have some time. Take that time. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your help and your time. It's been great.
We'll work this out, won't we?
Well, it's been quite a week with Trish and Ronaldo. To find one property you like is fantastic. To find 2, well, that should be amazing. But in this case, unfortunately, they each like a different house and can't quite see past that yet. Personally, I think they'd both be happy in either house. But let's give them time to find their own compromise solution. All I now want is a phone call telling me that they found a house that they both absolutely love, even if it's not one of ours. Let's hope that phone call comes very soon. See you next time on Escape to the Country. Trish and Ronaldo did return to the mystery house after all, and they put in an offer which sadly wasn't accepted. So their Cheshire house hunt continues. If you'd like to escape to the country in England, Wales, Scotland or Northern Ireland and need our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.